Hey friends, Donovan here with Trumpet Thoughts and Ernie Williams Music, and I also have Serge here. You want to say hi, buddy? Yes. We will move around to get the pupper in here. Pupper's looking at Dad's face. His dad's talking to him. And so, getting ready to practice, so Sarge wants to be a part of that. And that got me to think about a topic that I could share with you guys. One that is near and dear to my heart. Excuse me for all the coughing. And one that I think would be really helpful. So like many of you, I often find myself spending a fair amount of time like in the car or traveling to gigs or performances or whatever. And I may not always have like a lot of time to warm up. And so I've become very cognizant and knowledgeable of that fact and have gotten better at how to warm up away from the trumpet. And also, because as I've gotten older, I've noticed that like playing in the mornings is really difficult for me. Like my chops just don't respond and things like that, which when I was younger wasn't a problem because when I was younger, like in high school and stuff, most of my playing was in the mornings with high school band or whatever. And so this warm up I'm getting ready to show you today really effectively gets me ready in the morning and gets me ready so that by the time I get to my instrument, it's usually couple scales or maybe a flow steady or three, something like that. It's, a minute or so is about I need, 2 minutes. If I've got the time, I'll play 5 minutes. But at that point, I'm frankly just sort of noodling. So anyways, that's what I'm going to share with you today. So the first thing, and this is largely based on various forms of fluttering and buzzing, okay? So I'll kind of show you this first, and now that I need to see myself clearly in the camera, and I'm waiting for a contractor to arrive, so if you see me keep looking off the camera, that's what I'm doing. But the first thing is fluttering. So the first thing I like to do there is just general, relaxed, loose fluttering at a pretty slow tempo. Like that. What you don't want is really aggressive fluttering, like you don't want that, okay? You never want that. Even if this feels really stiff, you don't want that, and I'll show you another way to do that for when you're stiff. So I'm just going to walk you through this process. That's going to get about the center of it here loose, and I can feel already that we're off to a good start here. Now, I'll take one hand and I'll move it on my face here because I want to kind of isolate this side so I can get more of that flutter into the cheek and into the corners. And I'll not only flutter, but I'll start to move the hand over a little bit to isolate the lips even more. So by moving it over almost to the edge of my mouth, on the edge of my mouth, almost to the center here, I'm getting strong flutters here in the lips in a way that's giving me strong vibration that just for what I need to loosen it up and make it feel looser. Be right back. Okay, so while the contractor's up in the attic, I figured I'd jump in and finish this because the whole point of the post is warming up without your horns, so I don't need to be where my horn's at. It's totally fine. So yeah, so I was sharing like hand over, and as we slide that over, the vibration gets more intense without being like edgy or causing any damage, but you're just going to feel the blood flowing through there. Any lactic acid that may be built is going to be flushed out, and you're just going to start to feel this looseness and a little bit of tingling there, which is really great. And then do the same thing with the other side. And that's about it. My lips feel pretty good, so that's about all I need. If they were really stiff, if I had a hard night before, if it was first thing in the morning, I'd probably do that maybe for another minute or two to kind of get them loose. And then I can kind of roll them in between my teeth and get a sense for how they feel and know that, all right, I'm ready to go. Once I have that, then I like to do a little bit of lip buzzing, and I do lip buzzing kind of the TCE style. So I do the lip buzzing where I'm going to take my tongue and it's going to go through my teeth. Like that. Now, even if you don't normally play in the TCE method, I have found that buzzing this way is far more effective than the traditional lip buzzing of tongues back behind the teeth and you're like spreading your lips and like that. I don't think that's effective at all. I think that does more bad than good. But tongue through the teeth, pushing against the bottom lip, kind of resting against the bottom lip. And then articulating from the top of the tongue against the lip. Now that is TCE. You don't have to play the trumpet this way. You can just warm up that way. So there I'm just doing a flow steady and I'm going all the way down into like the tuba register. And I'm paying attention to how my lips feel when I do that. And honestly, at that point, I can tell already, I'm ready to go. If I have got the time, I'll grab my trumpet. I'll play a few, maybe scales. I might play those studies again real quick. But man, I'm ready to play at that point. I might do a little flexibility if I've got time. Might do some articulation studies. But at that point, I'm ready to go. So try that and let me know if that works for you. Thanks.